Bruce Karney is SolarMan, at least to Mountain View residents. Having worked for 3 solar companies in the past 3 years, Karney can recite the benefits of going solar in his sleep. And at a time when the government is encouraging the use of renewable energy sources, there has never been a more advantageous time to consider going solar.
A wave of innovation has washed over California, and that's why the Wall Street Journal calls it the new gold rush for California. And last year, in 2008, the amount of solars installed in California doubled from the previous year.
And Karney is one of those purchasers. Every day, his panels generate 8 kilowatt hours and earn him $1.25, essentially making his net energy bill zero.
This house is making more energy than it's using, and we're sending energy out to PG&E's grid, where it's being used by other families nearby.
Yet selling solar wasn't always Karney's ambition. A decade ago, the Stanford graduate was working at Marsh Insurance Company as a senior vice president and even made an unsuccessful bid for a city council seat. Now, at age 56, Karney is one of the city's leading advocates on solar power.
My wife and I saw a sneak preview of An Inconvenient Truth, and I walked out of that movie thinking that there was something that was equivalent to a war that was going on to try to fight against climate change. And I had not served in the Army, and this one seemed like something that needed volunteers. And I thought, I'd be willing to take a cut in pay and retrain in order to be a part.
Yet solar wasn't even the first industry Karney turned to. A startling statistic prompted him to explore the energy wasted due to underinflated tires.
3% of the gas in the U.S. is wasted because most people's tires are slightly underinflated.
President Obama echoed this sentiment in his 2008 presidential campaign.
There are things that you can do individually, though, to save energy. Making sure your tires are properly inflated.
So Karney laid the groundwork for a project that would assemble a team of teenagers who would go door to door to check if neighbors' tires were properly inflated. Unfortunately, the project fell flat due to lack of teenage interest.
And I had all sorts of notions about, caps to identify them and jackets with logos, and so that whole notion or that vision of teens wearing my special caps never came to pass.
Karney then looked towards solar energy by partnering with the solar company Solar City to host a city meeting that eventually sold panels to 119 homes.
People just sort of kept coming and coming and coming, and you could see that their eyes were just getting wide as the crowd kept growing. They were really thrilled and were just over the moon.
Bruce was instrumental in getting the group organized, and I think he did everybody a favor and put Mountain View on the map.
We did it for the environmental reasons, and now we're set so that we won't have to pay basically electricity for the rest of the time we live in this house.
We sort of trust his opinion. We had sort of seen him around in the neighborhood. He's well known in the community, and he had sort of done the research and organized this.
Solar is certainly going to last 10 or 15 years. It could be the winner of all of the renewable energy sources.
To include apartment renters in the solar revolution, Karney proposed the bill Solar for All to his Assemblymember Paul Fong.
If you're a renter, you don't own a roof, you have no place to put solar panels. It seemed like the best approach would be to change the law so that a renter could lease some solar panels on a solar farm.
He seems to have a lot of depth in this knowledge in this area. I think that passion and that depth of knowledge will take us to fruition. It's not going to be easy. It seems like he's up for the challenge as well.
And up for the challenge seems to be an understatement of this solar expert's goals.
She said, this is the challenge to our generation, and she was talking to other 20-somethings. And while I think that's great, it's a challenge for every generation, and particularly those who hold political power, which is currently my generation. And if we don't step up to the plate and lead this change, it's not going to happen.
This has been Stacy Chan reporting for the Silicon Valley Pulse.